Yorkie the Barbarian here. Once more taking you back to Golarion, more Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. I am the last of the Brigantes here, joined with the last of the Sarkorians in facing the demons, until we beat the last of them. We already fought them off at the Defender's Heart, and now, time to go out to the field. I think we should visit Desnan, don't you? See what's going on at this party of his. Just see, show me what you have. But first, let's just have a quick run through the books. I'm not reading them. That doesn't interest me. What I am doing is just making sure if any of them add skills, we get them. I think we have done already. Let's make sure. And we can sell them. Whoops. And yeah. Nobody's going to use that. We're at 7,000. Beautiful. Out we go. Come on, my Wolven friend. Oh, back in. I forgot to talk to Arendae. Because we need to tell her, now that we've finished, the Tower of Estrod. Oh, first of all, I found Jan Aldori like you asked. Yes, thank you. It's good to have her back. We need every fighter we can get in her best rounds. I suppose that it's asking too much. Want fighters that are sober as well? With them? Yeah. The Tower of Estrod has been cleared of demons. The places where demons have gathered need to be cleaned one by one. They won't be able to stab us in the back when we take the Clay Garrison. Thanks for the service. Time to go. But let's grab the final store. Actually, he says he's a Pathfinder. I know this guy is. A tall, athletic man greets you. His hair, I'm talking about the Finian, the special weapon. His hair is prematurely grey and shorn close to his head in a military style. He is lean and well-groomed, and a monocle twinkles coldly in his eye. The bald set of his jaw and his large but agile frame attest that here is a man who is always ready to be on the move. Greetings, I am Hylor, venture captain of the Pathfinder Society. I'm the superior officer among Pathfinders in this region of Mendev. However, the Society is running almost no operations right now. Besides me, there are almost no Pathfinders here. Actually, I'm only stuck here because of an old feud with a demon worshipper known as the Spinner of Nightmares. I've had to work alone without the support of the Society, but I've made a lot of acquaintances among the local mercenaries and daring fighters. If you need any good fighters for an honest cause, talk to me. Do you know anything about the Pathfinder named Finian Dismar? Hylor rubs his chin. Let me think. Dismar. I've definitely heard the name before. Of course you have. I'm a Pathfinder too. So you're the chief in these lands now. What about Lady Ori? When I got to the wound, she had just taken over the position. Hylor examines the talking weapon and chuckles sadly. I'm afraid Ori perished during the Third Crusade. Yes, now I remember. Finian Dismar went missing in the wound at the end of the Second Crusade. His name has been on the list of the fallen for a while. Here I am, alive and well, right in your list that I'm back, and soon I'll file a detailed report about everything that happened to me. Yeah, about that filing thing, Finian. Don't know how to tell you this, mate. Finian's voice is full of joy. I knew it was a misunderstanding. Now everything will return to normal. I need to write to my folks. They probably think I'm dead too. He all shakes his head sadly. Poor lad. But such is the fate of a Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins and our minds cannot take it. Tell me about your confrontation with the Spinner of Nightmares. It all began with a task for the Pathfinder Society. I arrived in Nerosian with my team to investigate the sudden death of a famous crusader, Baron Falron. We soon focused in on a small hospital for the wealthy. where Falron was being treated shortly before his death. It turned out that a gang of Baphomet's cultists, calling themselves the Labyrinth of the Mind, had gotten a foothold in the hospital. They were obsessed with twisting the minds of their victims and targeting fragile people too weak to resist. The hospital was filled with perfect victims, isolated for weeks from the outside world, completely helpless. And when they returned, they were different, almost normal. But the moment they heard a certain phrase, something dark awoke in their minds. And they transformed into servants of Baphomet, ready to lie, betray, and even kill. The Labyrinth of Mind was preparing to infiltrate all the elite circles in Mendev, but Baron Falron stopped him. He was too loyal to his oath, and too resistant to their spells. He fought for his freedom until the strain broke his heart. We opened and cleared the city of Baphomet's pit of vipers. Their den was a cradle of sin and filth. They cast spells on each other, and their loathsome fancies stepped real from their minds into the world. They dreamed of horrible and forbidden things, and they fought like mad. We burned the place to the ground and slaughtered everyone we could. The leaders of the cult were able to flee, and they were set upon revenge. They abducted my daughter, Lowry, who served under my command in the Pathfinder Society. They left me a note full of tart insults, mockery, and sneers. From that note I learned the name of my enemy, the Spinner of Nightmares. A few months later I confirmed that she was the leader of the Labyrinth of Mind. My hunt had begun. I would get Lowry back at any cost. Elo grits his teeth with bulldog determination. I want to know more about you. What exactly are you interested in? I'm a common Pathfinder. There are many others like me. Fate of my orders brought me to this land. How did you end up here? I was working on an assignment, and then we know that. Tell me about your daughter. Elo smiles, showing his healthy white teeth. As a girl, Lowry was just an angel. I lost a mother early on. You will have to follow my example. I drifted with little idea how to talk to a 10-year-old girl, or even with such questionable parenting. Lowry managed to grow into a wonderful girl, brave, smart, beautiful, and entirely unbearable. She's always argued with me about everything. When Lowry was 18, she told me she was going to be a Pathfinder. All I said was alright. I knew there was no point in to try and talk her out of it, and she was a fine Pathfinder. Elo's fist clenched in a painful sounding crack. I'll never forgive the Spinner of Nightmares for taking me from my girl from me. No more questions. This is how you recruit mercenaries if you want. I won't be doing that. Good luck, watch your back. Only trust your closest friends. Yeah, me is cunning. Yes. Right, let's get his last story. A few questions. No. The last item. Tell me what you see when you look at Finian. Hello, Grandpa Elf. Or look at him with your hands. Storyteller carefully takes Finian from your hands. Hello, Finian. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. His face contorts into a painful grimace. I'm coming to again. How long have I been here? They kept me in a cage for 3 days. I know this because 3 times the light under the door disappeared for a long time. Then they chained me to the table and the bladesmith, everyone calls him bladesmith, he placed a device with a jar over me. Feels like I'm being fried. At first I tried to break free, but I got tired and then I screamed. But now I've lost my voice. Though the pain is burning right through me. Storyteller stops, his voice changes, becoming more frightened. I think I lost consciousness again. When I woke up, the pain was gone. I wasn't tied to the table anymore, I was standing near it. And someone else was lying on the table. A burned corpse covered with black crust. The master took out a handsaw and was sawing off his head in a very focused way. I should have run back then, but I couldn't for some reason. This burnt corpse had a symbol on it, on his belt, just like I do, an eye and a star. My favourite belt, a good one. Where would a stranger get one? It must have been someone from my clan, some distant family member. Storyteller stops. When he speaks again, you hear only muffled whispers. Those Crusaders, I was glad when I saw them. I thought they'd come to help, but how? How was it that I killed them all? Someone told me to and I obeyed. I don't understand. I understand nothing now. I need to catch my breath. I need all this to stop even for just a minute. I have to understand what's happening to me. Just need rest. Storyteller shakes his head, slowly coming to his senses. This experienc's past, but what awaits me in the future? The dead have no future, but... Storyteller smiles. I see an endless ocean on a good day, and a boat flying over the waves. I'm so excited, but I don't know whose vision this is. Is this a soul existing here and now, or a soul reborn? Thank you for your story. Storyteller gives Finian back to you. Please take care of this young lad. He's finally in the right hands. We're not worsening his suffering by involving him in dishonourable deeds. Come on, Grandpa Elf, I can take care of myself. Finian? About that? No, I'm not going to tell him. I'm not a kid. I don't know what horrors you were talking about, but don't worry about it, alright? Look after yourself. Alright then. And that's it. I don't need to ask about the Black Wing, because we saw what was going on there. Oh. We picked most everything up, but there's a cart here. Grab whatever's in that, shall we? 1254 and some crappy weapons. Right, let's look at the party order. Oh. I can't look at formation there, apparently. That's right, I forgot. Arendae Party House first. Fight the enemy. Let's look at it. That's actually fine. You. Where's your oh, okay. And we'll also try out of the area. Good. In we go. Oh, that's fine. That's what you're using. Sealer.
No reason to pause.
There we are.
I lead. You follow.
There we go.
Onwards.
Cooking ingredients and low-grade junk. That's all fine. I guess someone knows how to party. Splendid occasion. Counting this new Miriam elixir is quite something. Okay, invasion time. I smell beauty. They're here. The demons, help.
Bathe in your blood.
All right. We're gonna go turn-based for this one. Okay, me. Stealer.
Into the fray.
The noble. You can pick down there. These courtesans and so I need to keep out of the way. Ember. Get that on down there.
Yes.
This is going to be a relatively easy fight, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't wander into all that ice. You're going to die.
I'll rip you apart.
You missed. All right.
Die!
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Cover me, all right?
All right, we got nobles and stuff. Courtesans, nobles, idiots. Come on, Ember, put that one to sleep. Why is it not letting me? You know, because of the share reductions, huh?
Let's hear you cry!
19. Good.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
That's 16. Right, she's done that for sure.
Surrender or else.
He's done. Oh, that was to the trench. Okay, that's fine. He's done. There's the Abracandalo and the Cambion Wizard. Cambion Wizard is going to be in deep doo-doo in a moment. The others I'm pulling back out of the ice for sure.
Run them through!
Hey, was her name Arendae? Isn't that the woman we're looking for?
No glory without risk.
Distract them from me.
4 damage. Looks like there's all of you, are they?
Too late for apologies.
Whoop, he's gone down the pit. Or fallen over, one of the two. Yep, he's gone down the pit.
No match for me.
Out of my way!
Into the fray.
Time to share your treasures.
What are we doing here? Three damage is not a lot, but it's there. Actually, I think with this we can just go do it live. Only took some hits, but that's all. Now, let's have a look at her anchor. Thank you, stranger. The young woman does not look the least bit scared. Her cheeks are flushed, and her blue eyes are glittering. For saving us from the demons and for your timely entrance, I swear, I don't know what's enraged me more today, the demons or the also-affable master of the house. And my friend Wilkes says he asked me to find you and protect you. The young woman clasps her hands together. Ilkus is alive, and he's made a brilliant new friend. It's a shame that it had to happen now, when the city's under siege by the demons, and those pig-headed inquisitors are pursuing us instead of doing something useful. How did you end up here? Golarion Sounds found me and Wallflower, and they tried to capture us. I distracted them, then I lost them in the streets before charming my way into this party. Even if the inquisitors saw where I went, they wouldn't have been allowed past the door. Golarion holds no sway among certain members of the aristocracy. So I picked a good place to lie low, that is, until the demon showed up. She shivers and wraps her arms around herself. You know where the third of your group is? Wallflower? No idea. If he knows about the demon attack, he won't just hide away, he'll go out and try and help people. If he doesn't know, well, you have no chance of finding him. He's a pretty skilled mage, but I doubt he'll risk using magic. He'll probably do something the Inquisitors won't expect. Pose as someone, disguise himself. We had a great selection of masquerade costumes in the temple. It comes lost in thought for a moment. I know. I'll tie my shawl around your arm. Wallflower gave it to me. He'll spot it right away. I know you're a friend. We had a look at him in the Canabris Market Square. Well, that's where we'll go then. Tell me about yourself. I'm Arendae, travelling bard and follower of Desnan. Many of my fellow bards are rootless misfits who wander the world, unwilling to or unable to live a normal life. For me, that's only partly true. I have a wonderful family, my mother, father, grandmother and brother. Right now they are far away and I'm sure they miss me. But they have always supported me in my vocation, and they let me be free to roam because they knew that I couldn't be happy while there was so much of the world I hadn't explored, and so many places where people might need my help. A bard of Mother Moon, what a fortunate meeting. I did not think this town would have someone that could, or big stumbles looking for the right word. I met plenty of brave and worthy, courageous people, but none that could speak the same language as me. A bard? That's great, I love singing. Will you sing me a song, says Ember. Arendae smiles. Sorry, I don't think this is a good time to sing along. It's weeping epic, but I will gladly sing for you some other time. That's how see, what can you tell me about the master of the house? About the Count? Her voice dropped to a whisper. I wanted to smash a jug over his head for about 5 times today already. He just brings that feeling out in people. It's one of his many talents. Other than that, well, you've probably already heard about the Arendae family. All I can say is that the Count's servants flee this place like rats from a sinking ship. No one ever stays here long, even though he pays them extravagantly. I even heard one servant complain that he always feels uneasy in the Count's home, like someone is watching him, unseen eyes staring at the back of his head, even if his back is to the wall, even if he turns around. I don't know if I believe all those tales, but I'm just telling you what I've heard. Yeah, that's the word on the street too, the tiefling hunches on his shoulders. The mansion is the tastiest morsel in the whole city, but all the thieves are afraid to even set foot in the street. Why did you decide to break into the walls? Well, we know that. Can you get somewhere safe on your own? It looks like the Inquisitors aren't bursting the door down just yet. They're not hiding under the bed, so I think I'm safe for now. I'll be fine on my own. I'll go to the temple, to Ilka's. The Inquisitors must have searched there by now. They won't get me a second time. Then I have to go. Good luck. May Desnan be with you, stranger. And Darren, what about you, my friend?
Greetings,
friend.
valiant stranger who has just burst into my life. I am the master of this house, Count Darren Kale, myriad mellifluous monikers Arendae. No need to introduce yourself. I find remembering insignificant details, such as the name of passing acquaintances, such a bore. Now that we've finished with the niceties, tell me this. How did all those thrice-damned demons end up at my soiree?
Canapres lies in ruins. Descari killed Arendae. The Wardstone has been captured. And you're asking me why demons get crashing party?
Canabris in ruins?
Yeah.
Descari? Well. And I was already lamenting the lack of excitement at my little banquet. Although it must have been tolerable enough if we didn't get notice of a great hulking demon attacking a dragon just outside the window.
Must have been tolerable enough. You're one of those rich buggers who's so rich, had everything handed to you, that you don't even know if you're happy, do you?
It seems as though Descari's occasion was altogether more of a crush than mine, if you will pardon the pun.
About a little gratitude for saving your rich ass.
Of course, where are my manners? There. You can also poke about the house and claim whatever takes your fancy. Though I imagine some of you already had that in mind.
I'm feeling very attacked right now.
What should I know about you, Count, apart from the fact that you're highborn and very rich?
As a child, I had my very own pony, but I always dreamed of having a lamb. I was never allowed one. Sheep were seen as peasant animals, utterly unsuitable for the scion of a noble line. The trauma haunts me to this day. I think of it every time I have roast lamb for dinner.
Now the lamb stopped bleating, Darren.
I'm sorry that happened to you. Such a sad story.
I had not even the slightest intention of upsetting such a lovely child.
I'm not lovely. Some people have even called me a scarecrow before.
That's patently absurd. Why, you can't possibly be a scarecrow with a crow following you around.
Suppose he has a point.
I'm sorry if I failed to sate your curiosity. I loathe talking about myself to people I don't know, even more to those I do know. The only thing worth knowing, aside from the fact that I am highborn and filthy rich, is that I dislike Puritans and demons in equal measure. Well, perhaps demons a tad more.
I would hope so. You don't seem very concerned with the city's fate.
I have no friends here whose untimely demise I would care to mourn. The only alarming thing is how easily all this happened. I don't care for the thought that demons could come calling at my door at any moment. And just think, everyone had so much faith in the ward stones gifted by Iomede's herald, and in the might of our tamed dragon, as if there had been no Dresden or a dozen other routes where the demons overcame every defense.
Yeah, Paul Silent rubs his brow fatigued. You do have a point there, and you're a bit of a cheeky bugger, aren't you? But I like your sarcastic humour. Tell you what, you can stick with us, but not in the party. Why don't you go to the Defender's Heart under Beth Terrabade and the Eagle Watch?
I thank you for the invitation, but I am not quite as desperate as I may seem. At times, it is better to be surrounded by the repugnant mugs of demons than the sour and dour physiognomies of Iomede's righteous paladins.
Yeah, well, we'll talk to you there. Just go.
What about my physiognomy? Sour
Yeah, making
enough
you
for
upset,
his
Seela.
lordship? Don't worry, another few minutes with the dazzling count here, and it'll sour like week-old milk.
What's this? An attractive paladin with a sense of humor? You're a veritable walking scandal. Either way, my mansion is now safe. I have a pair of half-decent guards. I just need to drag them out of the storeroom and bring them to their senses. I ordered them to drink a love potion, you see? For reasons which seemed extremely witty at the time and in the state of inebriation I then found myself in. They can guard the house while the valorous paladins beat back the demon assault. They will beat them back, yes?
We will, at least.
As regards myself, I feel like stretching my legs. I know rudimentary divine spells, I am no friend to demons, and I elevate any society that I deign to grace with my presence. I shall accompany you, only for a short time, of course. I have no desire to remain at the vanguard for a protracted period. What say you, my ephemeral but highly diverting acquaintance? After all, Lord Descari spoiled my party. I now burn with the desire to spoil his.
Like I said, Darren, you can join in a troop, but not the party, so go to the inn. I'll talk to you there.
Capital. Good acquaintances that begin and end at just the right moment often leave the most pleasant memories. Wouldn't you say?
Usually. Knowledge world. Excuse me for coughing. Be mute this while we deal with this.
Oh,
Actually, elaborately decorated hat.
that happened.
Another knowledge world.
Call me again if you need to.
Portrait of Galfrin Mendev, ruler of the kingdom and founder of all crusades of the world wound.
This is my kind of work. You ask me.
It hurts going the other way, does it? Alright, well, let's just go out this way. Not much there, but might as well get what there is. Now let's go back to Market Square and just see if we can find this wallflower. We can sort that out and go check on the Desnans. Next time we'll wind our way down here. $1,193. They're fighting.
Move out! I'm gonna rip them in half!
Can't you just die already?
Oh, we're looking for someone who's in some kind of party costume, trying to pass as someone else. Hopefully they'll talk to us. Why is this crusader stood by himself? The eyes of a young lad peer out at you from under the massive helmet. This proximity, it's obvious that his armour is ill-fitting and mismatched. And the helmet specifically is either very poorly made or a theatre prop. I saw you with that shawl. Does that mean you're a friend of Arendae's? What am I saying? Of course it does, so... Must be wallflower. Oh, and here come some Inquisitors. Yeah, you know you're going to leave him alone already, Holrun, so don't start your nonsense. The young man speaks, interrupted by the arrival of a new cast of characters. People in the robes of Iomede's Inquisitors appear from all sides, surrounding him. Adept Hall of the Temple of Desnan, you're under arrest on suspicion of treason and aiding the demons. You have 1 minute to come quietly. Drag your feet. Won't count as an attempt to resist justice. Well, Holrun appears behind his people, and he is the traitor who almost corrupted the Wardstone with his magic. You didn't think that the disorder and demonic presence in the city would distract us from pursuing traitors, did you? The youth's eyes go wide and he says nothing, clearly not knowing what to do. You're torturing this poor boy for nothing. I can't stand for this. The Inquisitor brows furrows. You bear the gift of heaven and you're taking the side of a delinquent and conspirator. Heaven knows not only righteous anger, but also mercy as well. Think you lost your way, Holrun. Let's get back on it. The Inquisitor gazes at the light, not even blinking. His face reveals a desperate inner struggle. At last, he rubs his temples. I do not know why you're standing in the way of justice, but I do not wish to start a spat between the goddess's righteous warriors in this hour of peril. Let this Desnan riffraff go wherever he likes, just as long as it's out of my sight. When we liberate the city from the demons, I will see to it that every one of Ramian's runts and everyone like him will be driven out of Cannabis. Come, faithful, we have no further business here. The young man lets out a sigh of relief as he watches the Inquisitors go. This is just blatantly unfair. We try to protect the city from demons, and instead of helping us, we get hunted by the Inquisitors. Holrun will be the death of us all, and there's nothing we can do about it. Anyway, thank you. I've been done without you. The Inquisition's gone way too far. I'm glad I didn't let them take you. That's it. I don't believe I'll get a fair hearing from Holrun. If it wasn't for you, I would have been tortured and put to death. But even so, I have my regrets. I think we went too far trying to break into the Wardstone. Yeah, maybe, but still. And we didn't even save anyone. You know, pal. Now you screwed up royally, no doubt. But you meant well, didn't you? Holrun was trying to do the same thing as you, but he killed a whole lot of people while doing it. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to the Temple of Desnan. I want to be alone with the goddess and reflect on all that's happened. Alright, so we need to go to the Temple of Desnan. Just over 1,000, 1,084 left. But before we go there... Yeah, Holrun's back. Well, Holrun presses the sword against the throat of the dismayed Ramian. I've got you now, traitor. I tolerated your heresy for too long. I should have been more careful about who I let into the city. Ugh. If you had listened to our warnings and not looked for traitors in every shadow, then perhaps this tragedy would have been avoided. Enough. He seems to be split between... He seems to be a split second away from silencing the Asimar's throat. What are you doing? Let go of him! The old man caught up in his retribution pays no heed to your words. You bloody fool! Holrun slices the Asimar's throat. The body drops to the ground and the old man turns to you. Heretics don't last in this conversation with me. Prelate, your forces are needed elsewhere. Erebeth Terabade, warden of the city, is gathering troops in the Defender's Heart to strike at the demons. Why don't you take them there and actually do something useful with your life? Who now? Terabade? That upstart, warden of the city? I'm I suppose I've already been written up for dead. This isn't sedition, this is outright insurrection. I am loath to abandon my watch, but I can't turn a blind eye to such blatant usurpation of power. We have no hope of defeating the enemy if there's a disordering within our ranks. I'm going over there right now. I need to see what this Erebeth is up to. Well, they've joined the crusade at least. That's something. We'll see if the Desnans are still willing to talk to us after that mess. Windstar, which no one's going to use. Little bits here that we need to look at, but we'll look at them later. I'm rather more prone to go to Gwyrm's mansion and the other stuff down there. Then come back. Because this will be on the way back anyway. But first, the Desnans. Also, Desna, goddess of luck, patient deity of travellers and dreamers. Ilka's Aranka and Thor sit side by side like sparrows on a tree branch. They seem happy despite the chaos going around them. It isn't our rescuer. It's good that you've come sit with us. Please say that you're all fine, but there's still much more work to do in the city. That's true, Ilka's nods, but can we give you a gift before you go? You wouldn't give this to anyone apart from the person who bravely defended us from injustice. The injustice inflicted by the people who should be the pillars of law and order in our society. Our gift, Aranka guts in, is a song. We call it Starward Gaze, and it came to us from the true servants of Desna, from her domain in Elysium. This song can gift us all with renewed vitality. Just listen, she sings a melody. The song bestowed from above is of generous gift. Ulbrich bows his head and folds his hand in a gesture of respect. May the light of Mother Moon never fade. Do I get a gift? Can I swap my song for something else? Say cash or even a snack of some kind? She returns to nod and keeps singing. Well, let's join in, why not? You repeat the melody, feeling it coming from somewhere within your heart, and then you performed an action that was chaotic. When the music stops, Yorkie finds himself in a place that looks nothing like the ruins of Canabres. It all happens in the space of a blink. He closes his eyes in one world and reopens them in another one entirely. A delicate twilight envelops this new world, with streaks of moonlight breaking through the gloom. Yorkie is standing in a shallow stream of murmuring water, deep in a forest. There is no one else around. Garlands of unfamiliar climbing plants twine around the trunks of gigantic trees, and dangling from their branches are vines, woven into what looks remarkably like swings. A carpet of fragrant grasses spreads out at the tree roots, with islands of phosphorescent moss and lichen dotted here and there. Small, smooth stones with a strange mirrored surface are scattered across the stream bed, in which Yorkie is standing. The stones catch the light shining down from the heavens, making them gleam silver, and making the ordinary little brook look like a stream of darkness, carrying a sprinkling of stars through the night. Yorkie is sure that he's never been to this place before, and yet it all seems so familiar. It is a manifestation, not of dreams or fantasies, but of that special way of looking at the world that only children possess. When a glint of light reflected off a piece of glass becomes a fallen star, when an oddly shaped stone can be a remarkable artifact, and when every shadow or twist in a path promises mystery or an incredible adventure. A single glance at the forest stream brings this feeling rushing back. Re-lengthening this, Yorkie clambers the nearest tree to play in a swing. The stream of starstones bubbles away below. The swing begins to gently move, arcing up and smoothly down again. What lies behind this thrill is a simple pastime gives mortals is a sensation of weightlessness, a hunger for freedom and flight. Whatever it is, Yorkie realizes that he's no longer alone. They come closer, attempting to hide, stepping lightly on the mossy carpet, leaping from branch to branch, or flitting through the air. The creatures are thoroughly bizarre, as though they were deliberately conceived to try the sanity of every taxonomist on the planet. One has the fluttering wings of a butterfly on his back. Another has the tails of a dozen different animals, while a third boasts tresses of streaming water, hooves instead of feet, and springy clover all over its skin. We, have a visitor, exclaims one of the strange creatures, and it immediately pushes the swing, helping it pick up speed. Where am I? Don't you know where you are? Asks the creature in amazement. There are plains of breathtaking beauty and plains of astonishing wonder, but only here in Elysium, only Elysium is woven from the craving for beauty and the belief in wonders. That is where you are, in the most peaceful, most wonderful corner of the plain of boundless freedom. Who are you? You know who? Oh, we are Zartas, the children of freedom. There's one of the creatures, carelessly swinging from the branch of a tree. This forest is our home. For today. Tomorrow our home could be a lake 100 leagues to the south, or an underground cave in the azure ocean, or a castle of cloud that scatters in the dawn breeze. How did I get here? We don't know how you came to be here, says the creature with a dozen tails, smiling. Mortals rarely come to Elysium during their lifetime. Here you are, which means that something must have brought you here. Something in your soul. Your soul did not harbor even the slightest spark of freedom, yearning, and compassion. It would have found your way here. Now that you know the answers, tell us, what do you want? Want to go back to need me there? The creature with the butterfly wings, who has hitherto remained silent, gives the visitor a serious look and nods to itself. I smell the burning blood and tears of the place you've come from. It clings to you. It is right that you don't wish to turn your back on suffering of those you left behind. None of us children of Elysium would do such a thing. Go back, be a bulwark against evil and strife. The path is true. But would you like to take something from this place as a memento? The question hangs in the air, and though the words that Yorkie utters next are merely words, not a spell or a military command, they seem to have equal bearing on destiny and life. Yes. I'd like to take something if you have a gift. The Zartas draw closer. Take this memory with you. Take this light. Take the knowledge that any pebble struck by a moonbeam can be equal to any star. Take the understanding that you cannot fight evil with clever plans until you've conquered evil within your soul. And your soul cannot be cleansed of evil if it's not free. Take our song. Remember it, and it may help you. Only when you're true to that which brought you beneath this sky. And so the vision ends. All three adepts look at you wide-eyed. What just happened? For a second you were surrounded by light, and we heard music like the music of Elysium itself. I had a vision. I was in Elysium. The Zartas spoke to me. The adepts exchanged looks of astonishment. Where is a sign? A sign that Desnan herself has turned her gaze on you. You helped us and protected Wallflower from the Inquisitors, even though it wasn't your responsibility. The goddess couldn't fail to acknowledge such a noble soul. We might be getting ahead of ourselves here. That's all. There are many powerful entities in Elysium besides Desnan, but of course there must be a reason for it. I am so glad we met you, friend, and not just because I'd be suffering at the Inquisitor's hands right now if we hadn't, but also because you helped me overcome my doubts. We'll always remember you, no matter what. Another bunch of experience. And a wand of removed disease as well. We have 624. Alright, and that's where we'll end it for today. Join us next time when we look to head to the Worm Mansion. We'll have to replace Woljeb briefly with Camellia. But for now, farewell.